Oh, hello, yes. Well, good grief, it is Friday, isn't it? What a busy week it's been. Loads of shootings and explosions. I was watching the Charlie Kirk thing come through last night, and, yes, that sort of told its own particular story about the world we live in, one way or another. Now, you can think what you want about Charlie Kirk, but he certainly didn't deserve to die through being shot. The problem about it is that within a few minutes on my Twitter feed of him having been shot, all the usual baying voices that make a living out of stirring up a lot of hatred, well, definitely stirring up a lot of hatred, whilst complaining about all the hatred was being stirred up. Irony upon irony, perhaps, yes. The basic problem with Charlie Kirk is that, we have no idea who did shoot him, so the whole deranged leftist Antifa thing is very much up in the air because, unfortunately for that kind of narrative, what we tend to find with these people is that, there are a number of very, very different and complicated reasons why they do things. And I've always found it odd that people on the right who pride themselves in individuality, I'm just an individual, I think for myself, will always ascribe a kind of block mentality for other people. I'm a leftist, therefore I must be pleased that Charlie Kirk is dead. No. But that isn't, of course, the world that we live in. The tangible world that we live in is one whereby there must be consequences for all of these things. Don't really know what they are. You can go around arresting people if you like because a Dutch communist has burnt down the Reichstag, but you're basically doing that because it's politically expedient. And these things then do become politically expedient because Charlie Kirk basically made a living out of, initially he was put up there by quite a bit of right-wing American money to basically have a go at university lecturers. That's where he started off. They tried the same thing in UK, but it didn't really work in the UK because there just aren't that many right-wing young people to make it viable. And then he just transpired onto the standard sort of right-wing tropes of anti-trans and anti-abortion thing, which was effectively the largest stuff. I mean, you can pile irony upon irony about somebody who was so concerned about maintaining gun rights, but that's neither here nor there. The thing about Charlie Kirk, like so many others, of course, is that he was a very divisive figure, and you have to say that about him. You're not sort of tarnishing anyone's memory by saying that. He was extremely divisive, but that was his job. Like all of those baying voices that I was looking at last night, it's simply their job. They are paid by other people to make sure that there is this tumult. We will see a lot of it this weekend with the Tommy Robinson March, whereby the martyrdom of Charlie Kirk will be there. One is reminded of other martyrs in history, many of whom turn out to be very, very shallow and flawed human beings. But we have a long history of this. No matter what does come out of this, there will simply be one meta-narrative, which is the left-wingers are really, really horrible people, and right-wingers like Charlie Kirk are basically as close to sainthood, heified, if you like, as you can get. That's the way that it will go. And people like me might push back gently on this, but it makes no odds at all because there's this enormous, huge media machine which will bear down on us. And how dare I not have anything wildly positive to say about him? But I don't particularly. People do their own particular things for their own particular reasons. You cannot ascribe group mentality to what an individual does 99.9% of the time. Those people standing outside migrant hotels, after all, we are told were people that were pushed too far. They just had enough, and it was perfectly viable for them to do that. And yet, each of those people is there for a wide variety of different reasons. You can coat the thing just in very simplistic terms, but any individual within a crowd is there for a number of different reasons, not the least of which might simply be boredom, after all. Anyway, do have a lovely Friday if you can do. Don't forget that those nasty left-wingers also burnt down a Labour MP's office yesterday. I don't know. Evil left-winger gets attacked by evil left-wingers. That's typical of that lot, isn't it? Yes, but of course there'll be yet another shooting somewhere along the line in the very near future in the States, and we can ascribe different values to that. Hopefully it'll be a trans person, we can just blame trans people, and hopefully it'll be a registered Democrat who's actually a paid-up member of Antifa, and that will certainly cement what we know. But they never are. They're just people that do their own particular thing. And, sorry if the world is that complicated, but if you want to apply that kind of simplistic meta-narrative to things, you're not applying an argument, you're just engaging in polemic, that's all. And that's just lazy thinking, isn't it? Do have a glorious Friday. Weekend. I'm rather pleased about that.